Kathy McDonald brings the field out onto the track for tonight's first race. First half of the Daily Double, 5 minutes till post time. Number 1 is Bye Bye Browns, owned by the Our Little Stable, Donald Morrow and Robert Allman, driven by Dan Ader. 2, Fortune Quest, owned and driven by David Ehrenberg. 3, Jaguar Design, owned and driven by Danny Collins. 4, Beau Hanover, owned by J. Pat Huber, Harold Breedenbach, and Kathy Montgomery and Dick Richardson Jr. 5 is Ike's Last, owned by Marvin Conright and Sandy Beatty. 6, Yo Scooter, owned by Robert Impson with David Miller. 7, JAMACIANMECRAZY, owned by Big Chuck Grubbs. Brad Hanner's number 8 Town Hall, owned by Joe Hill. Randy Tharps will be in the sulky. Town Hill, Randy Tharps in the sulky. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Bye Bye Browns takes the lead. Jaguar Design and Fortune Quest between the dueling leaders to third. They're down the backstretch with Ike's Last in the fourth. The 2-year-old Beau Hanover fifth. After that comes one of the favorites, Yo Scooter. The favorite, JAMACIANMECRAZY, is seventh. Town Hill is the trailer, jumping off stride further back in the field. That was the 2, Fortune Quest. We're on their way to the quarter-mile pole. Out on top, it's Jaguar Design, 27-4. Past the stands, they roll to the half-mile pole. Jaguar Design leads by design by 2 lengths for Danny Collins. The stalker is Bye Bye Browns in the second. Ike's Last completes the top trio in third. After that, Beau Hanover moving up on the outside. Yo Scooter between horses, JAMACIANMECRAZY. Still wide to the outside, Fortune Quest and Town Hill is 8th on the rail. Pretty good action here in the opener as they move to the half-mile pole. Ike's Last on the outside. Jaguar Design along the rail in 59-1. They're out of the turn and down the backstretch. First 6 are hub to hub. Jaguar Design leads by a head right alongside in second. Ike's Last driving up on the outside. Yo Scooter, here comes JAMACIANMECRAZY under very confident handling. Bye Bye Browns is now 5th. A little bit rough on the outside. Ike's Last, and he has jumped off stride. Bit of confusion in behind as Yo Scooter gets the lead by 3/4 in 128-4. Yo Scooter by 2. Here comes the favorite up on the outside, JAMACIANMECRAZY. They'll fight for minor shares in here. Off the turn in the stretch, they're on their way home. Yo Scooter on top by 2. JAMACIANMECRAZY's up on the outside. We'll see if he can wear down the pace setter with a 16th a mile, and he's not going to be able to do it. It's Yo Scooter on top. Yo Scooter and JAMACIANMECRAZY closing late. Comes the unofficial winner of the first, number 6, Yo Scooter. 4-year-old bay gelding by Johnny Scooter out of Good Girl Lauren. Out in Cedarville by Robert Impson, trained by Gail Impson, driven tonight by David Miller. Driving the mound in 157-2, 6, Yo Scooter, the unofficial winner of the first. David Miller, the first meet driving champion. Well over 100 victories. He broke the old record by 8. Starts off tonight the MERA meeting, Mid-America Racing meeting, with a victory in the opener. Result of the first is now official. Windows are now up and on tonight's second race. No changes in the second. 6-7 exacta, $18.20. 6-7-3 trifecta, $60.60. We'll set a post time here in just a second. Field for tonight's second race coming out onto the track. This is one of our late closing series. Series event number 14, opening leg, 2-year-old colts and geldings, sponsored by Steeplechase Village and Luxury Family Rentals. Number 1 is Cool Ambition, owned by Robert McCurdy and Craig Parker with Dave Hawk. 2, Western Dance, owned by Jim Hackett with Randy Tharps. 3, Cam Handsome Fella, owned by Richard Garrison with Dan Ader. Number 4, Life Work, owned by the Touch of Life Stable and Aeroline Limited with Ryan Holton. 5 is Scootin' Whiz over the White Creek Stable with David Miller. 6, Southern Art, owned by Chester All. Dick Richardson Jr. will be in the sulky. The starting gate. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Cam Handsome Fella takes the lead. Scootin' Whiz between horses. Western Dance and Cool Ambition along the rail. Southern Art, the late lever, up on the far outside, and Long Shot Life Work along the rail. Scootin' Whiz on the outside zooms to command. Scootin' Whiz living up to his name right now in the first quarter, eases to the front. Followed by Cam Handsome Fella in there second. The rail colt is next, Cool Ambition. Moving by this opening quarter, a quick 27-4. 2-year-olds drive on past the stands, getting geared down now just a bit. Scootin' Whiz by an easy length and a half. Cam Handsome Fella, the stalker, second. Prompting from third, Cool Ambition. Second division, fourth back, Western Dance. Southern Art comes to the outside, and Life Work is the trailer. No hurry now. Around the clubhouse, turn to the half-mile pole. Scootin' Whiz continues to lead well in hand. Scootin' Whiz, Cam Handsome Fella. They're at the half in a minute and 1/5. Straightening out for their long journey down the backstretch. Bouncing right along the odds-on favorite, Scootin' Whiz. Scootin' Whiz leads by 2. Cam Handsome Fella cuts his own mile in second. Here's Southern Art attacking on the rim from third. Cool Ambition skimming the pylons in fourth. Western Dance comes off the rail and moves up on the outside, and Life Work is sixth and last. Pacing by 3/4, Scootin' Whiz jogging right now, 1:30-1 around the far turn. Scootin' Whiz continues to lead the way. Right there in second, Cam Handsome Fella. Southern Art between horses. Wide to the far outside, Western Dance. Cool Ambition waits for the passing lane, and also closing up the inside, Life Work. Whips are drawn now. Cam Handsome Fella on the outside. Right alongside in second, Scootin' Whiz. Cam Handsome Fella now gets the lead. Fella, 2-year-old brown gelding by Cam Best out of Steady Fame. Over Richard Garrison of Frankfort, Ohio, given a well-judged drive tonight by driver-trainer Dan Ader, covering that mile in 1:58-3 to establish a lifetime best. Number 3, Cam Handsome Fella, the winner of tonight's second race. 3-5 exacta, $80.40. The trifecta, $437.40. Tonight's daily double on 6 and 3, 6-3 double, $127 even. Next post at 8:14. Quickly, here's the field for the third and the superfecta. Number 1, Tabitha's Circle, driven by Mike Wilder. 2, C.J. Baker and Brad Hanners. 3, He's a Mo Dockin, driven by David Miller. 4, I'm a Hustler, Dave Hawk will be aboard. 5 is P.S. CRESS, Jack Daly. 6, J.L. Dusty O and Terry Thompson Jr. 7, Fritzy Dundee and a driver change to Dan Ader. Number 8, Special Blessing, Randy Tharps will be in the sulky. 6 minutes till post time. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Fritzy Dundee on the far outside and Tabitha's Circle quickly on the rail. Nobody else is leaving. They're down the backstretch. C.J. Baker, He's a Mo Dockin. 3 wide to the outside comes I'm a Hustler, P.S. CRESS, J.L. Dusty O, and Special Blessing. As the top 2 already have 5 on the others. Quarter pole bound, Tabitha's Circle for Mike Wilder's out on top by an easy length and a half. Fritzy Dundee, the leader from the outside, is in the second. Here comes C.J. Baker third. 28-2 off that top turn past the stands. Sweeping up on the outside, C.J. Baker is brushed to the front. C.J. Baker drives away on top for Brad Hanners. Tabitha's Circle stings him pretty good from second. Fritzy Dundee third. He's a Mo Dockin is fourth. Moving up on the outside, P.S. CRESS to fifth. After that, I'm a Hustler in sixth. J.L. Dusty O seventh. The tailgate is Special Blessing. There at the half, C.J. Baker leads away in 58-2 up the backstretch. C.J. Baker bouncing along a length. On his heels in second, Tabitha's Circle. Moving up on the outside, steadily from third. There goes P.S. CRESS. Ranging up on the outside, I'm a Hustler. Followed by the early pace setter, Fritzy Dundee. Far outside, J.L. Dustio. Setting sail from the rail, he's a DOCKIN. Nothing yet from Special Blessing. Racing by 3/4, trying to clear P.S. CRESS. Fighting back, though, with every stride and holding him at bay. C.J. Baker by 3/4, a snappy 128. Moving to the head of the stretch. P.S. CRESS has the lead. Driving up on the outside, I'm a Hustler. Here comes Tabitha's Circle. He's a DOCKIN with some work to do on the far outside. The Hawkman gets the lead. It's now I'm a Hustler drawing clear. Tabitha's Circle, too little, too late. P.S. CRESS third and 2. C.J. Baker will finish fourth. Result of the third official, 4-1 exacta, 31-20. Super, 7:45 even. Windows are open on tonight's fourth race. Scratch number 1, Nuclear Design, scratch the 1-6. Fifth race, Ron Steck to drive 8, single sideband. Sixth race, scratch 1, Favorite Manhattan Madam, Judges, scratch 1, Manhattan Madam, Judges. Scratch number 8, Bola Strike, 6. In the winner's circle was I'm a Hustler, 7-year-old bay son of Twin Bee Playboy out of Parisian Hustler. Owned in Mansfield by Dan Cleland, trained by Richard Wagers, driven tonight by Dave Hawk. Field for race 4 coming out onto the track. Second division of the 2-year-old Colton Gelding Series event. Once again sponsored by Steeplechase Village and Luxury Family Rentals. Number 1, Nuclear Design, scratched 6. 2 is Winner Sabra. Owned by Dean Collins, Michael Parrish, and Wallace Collins, driven by Dean Collins. 3 is Oil Cam, owned by Lloyd Voles, Todd Christie, driven by David Merrill. 4, Hesperus Hanover, owned by Ruth Myers, Russell Schwartz will be aboard. 5, Close the Door, owned by Gene and Mrs. Gene Regal with Mike Welder. 6, Art Dialing, owned by Mitchell George and Sanford Barron. David Miller will be in the sulky. Scratch the 1, post time in 6 minutes. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're up and pacing. Hesperus Hanover between horses takes the lead. Close the Door settles in there second. Winner Sabra third. Followed by the favorite Art Dialing to fourth. And the early trailer will be Oil Cam as this quintet of 2-year-olds makes their way through the first turn. Quarter pole bound. Hesperus Hanover for Russell Schwartz out on top, an easy length and a half. Close the Door is in the second, followed by Winner Sabra in third. The favorite bides this time through the first quarter, Art Dialing fourth. Ranging up on the outside, Oil Cam, a solid 29-1. Field of 5 in parade past the stands. Hesperus Hanover continues to lead the way. Art Dialing, though, explodes out of mid-pack and goes zooming right on by. Art Dialing brushes to the front. Hesperus Hanover second. Close the Door in third. Winner Sabra fourth. Oil Cam, the trailer, around the paddock turn. They're at the half, and Art Dialing continues to lead in 1:05. They're out of the turn and down the backstretch. Art Dialing on top by 2. Picking up the chase, Hesperus Hanover second. Close the Door to third. Winner Sabra comes to the outside, and Oil Cam will come with him. With a rush on the outside, Winner Sabra up to challenge the odds-on favorite Art Dialing. Art Dialing is there by a head. Winner Sabra right alongside in second. Hesperus Hanover third. Thought up on the outside by Oil Cam, and at the end it's Close the Door in 1:29-4. Around the far turn. Looks like Art Dialing has put him away. Art Dialing on top. Winner Sabra had that pretty good brush on the backstretch, but he's still coming on the outside. Inside the final 16th. Art Dialing. Winner Sabra is game for a 2-year-old. He's still closing down the middle of the racetrack, but Art Dialing is too much. Art Dialing, Winner Sabra, and Hesperus Hanover will finish third. Dialing. 2-year-old Bay Colt by Arch Place out of start. Dialing by Niatros. Owned by Mitchell, George, and Sanford Barron of Ohio, Florida, and Ohio. Trained by Randy Ward. Given a well-judged drive tonight by David Miller. Covering them out in 158 and 3 to establish a lifetime best. Number 6, Art Dialing, the winner. Post time in 14 minutes at 8:51. Run down to the 4th. Here comes the field for race 5. First half of the twin trifecta, no carryover. Number 1 is Bone Road, owned by Bill Ferris, driven by Randy Tharps. 2, Hand Over the Loot, owned by Michael Wise with Mike Wilder. 3 is Fayette, owned by David Morgan with Jack Morgan. 4 is Heartbreak Hotel, owned by Iris Horowitz. Debbie Rucker will be aboard. Number 5 is Shiv, owned by Tom Blankenship and Ralph Sturr Jr. Brad Hanners will be in the bike. 6, Mighty Cyrus, owned by Ronald Brumbaugh with David Miller. Number 7 is Some Fixins, owned by Donald Goodyear with David Hawk. 8 is Single Sideband, owned by Virgil Lacey and Clarence Laverne with a driver change, same as the trainer Ron Steck. Number 9, Hills Night Games, owned by Paul Zink and John Evans. Jack Daly will be in the sulky. Their way to the start. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and trotting. Single Sideband is away a bit tardy. For the lead, Shiv takes the lead. Here comes Some Fixins trotting up on the far outside. The second, Fayette, quickly rallies to the rail in third. They're down the backstretch. Hand Over the Loot is in the 4th, followed by Bone Road in 5th. Mighty Cyrus after that. Hills Night Games, Heartbreak Hotel, and the slow starter Single Sideband. 2 deep to the opening quarter. Some Fixins on the outside now gets the lead. 29 seconds flat. Past the stand, Some Fixins has got the lead by 2 lengths for Dave Hawk. Shiv parked him out to the opening quarter from second, past the stands. Fayette is third. Hand Over the Loot drives up on the outside to 4th. Tipping and rolling Bone Road after that comes Mighty Cyrus. He sets sail from the rail. The 9 comes to the outside. Hills Night Games up on the far outside. Heartbreak Hotel and Single Sideband. Action galore here. They're at the half. Some Fixins and Hand Over the Loot. They're at the half in a moderate 101. They're down the backstretch. Some Fixins will try to repel the challenge of the filly Hand Over the Loot. Moving up on the outside, Bone Road to 3rd. Shiv gapping 4th. Mighty Cyrus tipping and rolling 3 wide to the outside. Here comes Hills Night Games toward the rail. Fayette. Middle of the racetrack, Heartbreak Hotel is 8th. 9th on the rail, Single Sideband racing by 3/4. Hand Over the Loot and Some Fixins heads apart in 131. They'll trot the turn and come out home, and here comes a fresh face on the outside. Hills Night Games as they make their way to the head of the stretch. Heartbreak Hotel is off strut on the far outside. Dave Hawk is all over Some Fixins. Some Fixins on top. Here comes Hills Night Games trotting up on the outside. Shiv can't wait long enough for the passing lane with Hand Over to Luton on the far outside. Deep stretch. It's Hills Night Games to the wire. Hills Night Games. 4-year-old brown gelding by Scimitar out of Nevada Hill. Owned by Paul Zink and John Evans of Wapakoneta and Spencerville. Trained by Paul Zink. Driven by Jack Daly to a lifetime best of 201 and 3. 9 Hills Night Games, the unofficial winner. Scratch number 8, Bowl of Strike, Sick. Scratch the 8. The exacta returns 263.60, 263.60. Twin try 135.80. $1 payoff 135.80. Post time in 14 minutes at 9:11. Here comes the field for tonight's sixth race. Final leg of the early pick 3 exacting trifecta. Scratch number 1, Manhattan Madam, judges. 2, Noble Little Bit, owned by Ken and Marianne Gillespie with Darren Mauser. 3 is Hello Ashley, owned by Kim Patterson with Don Feaster. 5, Honesty to Win, owned by David Evans. Randy Tharps will be aboard. Number 5 is Red Romaine, owned by David Noel and David Hawk. 6, Nats Bud Light, owned by Terry Gillen and John Meeks with David Miller. 7 is More Cheers, owned by Richard and Doug Ryan. Doug Ryan will be in the sulky. Scratch number 8, Bola Strike. Field for the 6th, top and bottom, 1 and 8 are. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Red Romaine takes the lead. Nats Bud Light between horses. Noble Little Bit along the rail. More Cheers up on the outside. Honesty to Win gets away 5th, and Hello Ashley 6th. As they speed to the quarter-mile pole, Nats Bud Light, Red Romaine heads apart for the lead. Noble Little Bit, the stalker from 3rd. After that, the late lever, More Cheers, followed by Honesty to Win and Hello Ashley. As the 1-2 favorite circles up on the outside to take over command in a sharp 27-3. Racing past the stands, well off the pylons, Nats Bud Light trying to give Dave Miller an early hat trick, leads by 2. Followed by Red Romaine in 2nd. Noble Little Bit completes the 1st division in 3rd. 4th back, it's More Cheers, Honesty to Win, and Hello Ashley. Still no change as they move through the paddock turn. They're at the half-mile pole. Nats Bud Light on top at the half in 58-2. Out of the turn and down the backstretch, Nats Bud Light continues to lead the way out, trying to make every polo winning one. Pocket sitter in 2nd is Red Romaine, moving up on the outside. Noble Little Bit toward the rail. More Cheers. Honesty to Win is underway, and Hello Ashley has got to do some more as they race by 3/4. From the outside, Noble Little Bit gets the lead. Nats Bud Light gives way but tries to fight back. Racing by 3/4 in a sharp 128. Moving around the far turn from the outside, Noble Little Bit gets the lead. Nats Bud Light dropping back into 2nd, moving up on the outside. Honesty to Win 3rd as the field moves inside the final 1/8 of a mile. Noble Little Bit, Nats Bud Light. Here's Honesty to Win closing quickly down the middle of the racetrack. More Cheers up on the far outside. Going to be a driving finish, and Noble Little Bit is going to hold. Trifecta 479.60. The try 479.60. Here comes the winner. 2, Noble Little Bit. 3-year-old bay filly by Noble Land Sam out of Bit of Falcon. Owned by Ken and Marianne Gillespie of Sedalia. Trained by Dean Gillespie. Driven tonight by Darren Mauser. Covering the mile in 158-2. To establish a lifetime best. Number 2, Noble Little Bit, the winner of tonight's 6th race. Windows are now open on race 7. Mike Welder driving 6 HP's Nipper. Mike Welder driving 6 HP's Nipper. Post time at 9:30. Here comes the field for tonight's 7th race. 1, Irish Falcon. Owned by Larry Tinch. Jack Daly drives. 2, Kinda Stylish. Leased by Larry Spearman. Driven by Mike Spearman. 3, Rich Pick. Owned by Harry Hart with Randy Tharps. 4, High Buck. Owned by Clarence DeLong. Dave Hawk will be aboard. 5 is Cinder Jig. Owned by Dan Eads. Darren Mauser in the bike. 6, HP's Nipper. Owned by Homer and Ralph Garrett. Roger Hagerman and Jack Miley with a driver change to Mike Wilder. 7, My Boy Scooter, owned by Everett and Fayetta Patrick with David Miller. Number 8 is Kata, owned by Kimberly Patterson with Don Feaster. And number 9 is Jersey Breeze, owned by Chester All. Tom Brinkerhaft will be in the sulky. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Jersey Breeze on the far outside. Rich Pick between horses. Irish Falcon on the rail. They're down the backstretch. Here comes High Buck. After that, Kind of Stylish. There's 5 across the track, vying for command. Big gap now into Cinder Jig, HP's Dipper, My Boy Scooter, and Kata. As they roll by the opening quarter-mile pole, here comes High Buck on the outside to get the lead. High Buck on top, Irish Falcon second, 27-2. Quickly past the stands to the half-mile pole. High Buck now gets the lead as the 8-5 favorite. High Buck on top, Irish Falcon second, followed by Rich Pick in third, Kind of Stylish fourth. Cinder Jig comes to the outside. Cinder Jig now moves up on the far outside along the rail, Jersey Breeze. Around the clubhouse turn, HP's Dipper, My Boy Scooter, and Kata. They're at the half-mile pole in a crisp 57 flat. They're down the backstretch. Bouncing right along, it's High Buck. Driving up on the outside, Rich Pick second, Irish Falcon the pocket sitter in third. Kind of Stylish fourth, Cinder Jig in fifth. 3-1 on the outside, HP's Dipper. Nowhere to go, Jersey Breeze. Coming down between horses. My Boy Scooter is eighth. Kata's ninth on the outside. Pretty well grouped in here, racing by 3/4. 3 parts of a length for High Buck in 127. Around the far turn, High Buck, Rich Pick heads apart for the lead. Irish Falcon in third. On the far outside, HP's Nipper fourth. Dropping back a bit, Cinder Jig fifth. Racing through the stretch, High Buck, Rich Pick up on the outside, followed by Irish Falcon. Jersey Breeze is going to shake free again along the rail. It's High Buck, Rich Pick. Here's Kind of Stylish coming on third. Bureau Brown Gunning by Kelly Lobel out of Maverick Lading. One in Grove City by Clarence DeLong, trained by Darrell Hooser. Driven tonight by Dave Hawk. Covering that mile in 156-4 and a lifetime best. Number 4, High Buck, the winner in a double tonight for Dave Hawk. Windows are now up and on race 8. Start of the final pick 3. No changes in 8 or 9. 10th race, scratch 6, FF Satellite. 10th race, scratch number 6, SF Satellite. Post time at 9:49. North Kata was 8th, and Jersey Breeze was 7th. 9-3-2-1 the field for tonight's 8th race as they parade to the post behind Parade Marshal Kathy McDonald. Start of the final pick 3 in the 10th race, scratch 6, SF Satellite. 1, Kyler Bell, leased by Tony Hall, driven by Darren Mauser. 2 is Double Time Legend, owned by L. Jan Enterprises with Brad Hanners. 3 is Kelly Blue, owned by Phil Baldoff with Dave Hawk. 4, Mountain Alvin, owned by Rhonda Stidham and Troy Stidham with Rocky Stidham aboard. Number 5 is Destructor, owned by Ralph Lester with Bob Harper. 6, Township Bubba, owned by Tom and Dan Ryan with David Miller. 7 is the Dirkulator, owned and driven by Charlie Conrad. 8, Surf Alert, owned by Charles Taylor. Randy Tharps will be in the sulky. Field for the 8th, 5 minutes till post. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Double Time Legend trying to outleave the 1, Kyler Bell. Middle of the racetrack, Kelly Blue is up on the outside. Followed by Mountain Alvin, Destructor, Wide and Driving, Township Bubba, Dirkulator, and Surf Alert. Quarter pole bound, Kyler Bell is stinging the deuce pretty good. Double Time Legend. Kyler Bell, Double Time Legend, matching strides. Kelly Blue can't make the top just yet. Here's Mountain Alvin in 27-4. Double Time Legend starts pretty good, drives to the front. We'll see if he can last after this torture chamber first quarter. Dave Hawk bypasses the hole. Here's Kelly Blue up on the outside. Kelly Blue scoots away by 2. Double Time Legend second. Mountain Alvin swings up on the outside to third. Kyler Bell fourth. Here comes Township Bubba. Quickly moving out from between horses. They make their way through the clubhouse turn. Destructor. They're at the half-mile pole in 57-2. Up the rail, Surf Alert and Dirkulator is 8th on the outside. 57-2. They're down the backstretch. Kelly Blue leads away a length and a half. Mountain Alvin, where he likes it best on the outside and ready to mix it up, comes on second. Double Time Legend tries to find more in the pocket third. Here's Destructor up on the outside. Township, Bubba, Kyler Bell, Surf Alert, and Dirkulator racing by 3/4 in a sharp 1:26.2. Field moves to the head of the stretch. Kelly Blue continues to lead the way. Destructor 3 deep on the outside, second. Mountain Alvin is in the center. Double Time Legend along the rail. Township Bubba moves to the far outside. Destructor now gets the lead. Destructor, Kelly Blue, Double Time Legend, Mountain Alvin. It's Destructor. Kelly Blue tight for third. Mountain Alvin gets the nod. Destructor disqualified from first, place fifth. When this result becomes official, we'll show you the pan shot with the camera up here in the press box area of the incident going to the clubhouse turn. Here's the place winner, number 3, Kelly Blue. 6-year-old bay gelding by Kelly Lobel. Out of Cha-Cha, owned in Akron by Phil Baldoff, trained by Lloyd Hawk, driven by Dave Hawk. Covering that mountain at 1:56.3. Number 3, Kelly Blue, the placed winner, and a triple tonight for David Hawk. Windows are now up and on race 9. No changes in tonight's 9th race. Here comes the field for race 9. Number 1, Robo Express, owned by Bob Short and Ron Hughes with Mike Welder. 2, Asti Split, owned by William Rufinock and Neil Spengler with Rod Connor. 3, CC Big Guy Braxton, owned by Sheila Collins and Dave Hawk. 4, Dr. Jack, owned by Larry Samuels and Sheldon Sinai with Brad Hanners aboard. 5, Night Falcon, owned by Ewell Binkley with Dan Ader in the bike. Number 6 is Smokey Butler, owned by Jeff and Ethel Dennis with Darren Mauser. 7, Tucson Al, owned by the Our Little Stable, Alvin and Neil Long. David Miller will be in the sulky. Field for race 9, 6 minutes till post time. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Tucson L grabs the racetrack in 2 steps. Robo Express along the rail, followed by Asti Split there down the backstretch. CC Big Guy Braxton moves in to be 4th, and Dr. Jack. Night Falcon, Smokey Butler. Seating arrangements are complete. Tucson L. Tucson L leads away by 2. Followed by Robo Express in second, gap of 2. Asti Split, CC Big Guy Braxton 4th. Dr. Jack yet to make a house call from 5th. 3 more, Night Falcon, Smokey Butler in 28-4. They're in parade past the stands, and Robo Express is brushed to the top. Robo Express now has the lead by a length and a half. Tucson Al second, Asti Split yet the bubble from third. Here's Dr. Jack on the outside, followed by CC Big Guy Braxton, Night Falcon. Underway, Smokey Butler, 4 in, 3 out there, double-deckered at the half. Rolling right along now, it's the Robo Express. They're at the half in 58-4. Up the backstretch. Robo Express will try to bring him home. Tucson Al is right there in second. Dr. Jack lives on the rim third. Asti Split's giving the pylons in 4th. Night Falcon 5th. Smokey Butler is up on the outside. CC Big Guy Braxton is doubled up along the rail there, hub to hub, racing by 3/4. Robo Express, and you can call me Tucson Al. Right alongside in second of Tucson L, driving up on the outside, Dr. Jack third and 1:27.4. Field makes their way to the head of the stretch. Dr. Jack on the outside now gets the lead. Robo Express, here comes the purple and white again with Tucson L. He'll need the Red Sea journey from here. Night Falcon's got some kick on the far outside, and Smokey Butler moving between horses. Tucson L. Night Falcon, Tucson L second, Dr. Jack third. 3-year-old brown coat by Noble Land Sam out of Falcon's Nest. Owned and trained in Ripley, Tennessee by Ewell Binkley. Driven tonight by Dan Ader. Covering that mile in 1:57 and a lifetime best. Number 5, Night Falcon, the winner, and a driving double tonight for Dan Ader. Post time 10:35, scratch 6 SF Satellite. 5-7 exacta, 76.60. The try, 561 even. Next post, 1035. Top down in race 9, Robo Express 7th, Asti Split was 4th. Here comes the field for tonight's 10th race, the Kim Snyder pace. Number 1 is T.H. Joe, owned by Michael Martin, driven by David Repine. 2 is KG's Gravitate, owned and driven by Tom Lovely. 3 at Showtime, owned by Aljan Enterprises with David Hawk. Number 4 is Dirty Dirk, owned by driver Charlie Conrad and Harold Farvell. Number 5, Good Allegris, owned by Henry Strong Jr. and Circle Dollar Partners with Mike Wilder. Scratch number 6, SF Satellite. 7 is He's a Devil, owned by Tim Williamson with Dan Ader. And number 8 is Class Con, owned by James Taylor, Jonathan Edwards, Brad Hanners will be in the sulky. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Class Con the far outside. Dirty Dirk the long shot between horses. Quickly closing out from the middle of the racetrack. It's Showtime, and along the rail, T.H. Joe. 4 horses are across the track, vying for command. KG's Gravitate, Good Allegris, and He's a Devil as they look for position and the lead of the quarter-mile pole. It's Showtime driving up on the outside of T.H. Joe to get the lead. They open up here in a quick 27 seconds flat past the stands. Even money favorite has got the top. It's Showtime leads by 2.5. T.H. Joe second. Dirty Dirk is in the third. KG's Gravitate fourth. Class Con comes again underway. Good Allegris tipping and rolling from the back of the pack. He's a Devil around the clubhouse, turn to the half-mile pole. It's Showtime. We'll try to make every pull the winning one. Class Con is on the move. Class Con up on the outside. Will try to brush to the front. 57 and 2. They're out of the turn and down the backstretch. Class Con on the outside with a head lead. It's Showtime fighting back in there. Second, T.H. Joe. The Golden Journey in third, up on the outside. Good Allegris fourth. Dirty Dirk can't go on, followed by He's a Devil up on the outside and KG's Gravitate. First 4 begin to get away. Racing to 3/4. It's Showtime fending off the challenge of Class Con. Racing by 3/4 in a sharp 126 and 1. Moving around the far turn, Class Con dropping back. It's Showtime is not home free yet. Here comes Good Allegris surging up on the outside. The pocket sitter now has some kick. T.H. Joe and dropping back further, Class Con. Little more than a 16th of a mile to pace. T.H. Joe between horses gets the lead. Giving way, it's Showtime. Up on the outside, Good Allegris. T.H. Joe and Good Allegris. Good Allegris comes on.